Welcome to the Thicc Spooky Ghouls Podcast, where we discuss all things strange, paranormal, and unexplained.
These episodes are live recorded on Twitch and cut to fit Spotify's format. If you want to catch us live, we do our podcast once a month on Twitch.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully the mic is working. We are doing episode 24 of the Thicc Spooky Ghouls Podcast, and I'm very, very excited. Thank you for redeeming first here. My partner in crime, Mesoothornye. You can hear me. Perfect. Absolute perfection. Hi, everybody. Good evening. So today we are doing episode 24 of the Thicc Spooky Ghouls Podcast, and I'm really excited for it. We have Otaku joining us, so let me go ahead and jump over in the Discord so you guys can say hi to everybody, and I hope everything is well. Thank you for coming in, you guys. Let's get this started. Here we go. Unmute and unmuted. Hello, my dears. Hi. So, I'm excited to have you in our episode. When did I talk to you about this? It was like a while ago. I was like, Otaku.
Oh,
hopefully I spelled that right.
Quite a few months ago.
Yeah, it's quite a few months ago. Yeah, some people had planned over a year ago, you know, and yeah. I'm glad
you'd be like
here.
that.
Thank you for being here. We've had people cancel on us last minute, so it's good to have you here. It's a good time.
Yes, I'm very excited.
I am so much, very much excited. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Let's go ahead and turn on the cameras for Meso. There we go. Hey. So how's everybody doing? Otaku, how was your day?
I'm pretty good. Wasn't a very eventful day, but I did a little bit of diving into especially like the last podcast that you did. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I have quite a few, just a couple things to talk about the last podcast, because there were a few things that you mentioned that I covered in my studies. So I'm very excited to talk about that.
Nice. But we're happy to have you. And for those of you guys that don't know, OtakuKitty is one of the waifus in the waifu harem. And she also streams on the Twitchy. And she plays Fortnite with me on whenever she can. It used to be every Thursday, but apparently people need to rest and sleep or something like that. Apparently people need to take care of themselves, and sometimes will not be able to make it because they're sleeping. Apparently, it's fine. It's fine. I am not salty in any way, shape, or form about it. But welcome in. So I really had fun in the last podcast, and all episodes are now live on Spotify, and I believe all of them are also live on YouTube now. I think the second part of the last episode was published yesterday or today on YouTube. So I was a little late on YouTube, but that's because it took me a while to upload, and every time I tried to upload, my sister was streaming, and so she'd come down, she's like, "Are you uploading?" And I'm all like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm streaming," and I'll be like, "Oh shit!" So I had to close it, and it just made me have delays because the times that I wanted to do it, like she was streaming or anything like that. Hello, Mama. How are you? I'm glad to see you. Big hugs for the mama. How are you, Mama? Welcome in. I'm glad to see you here. I'm sorry we didn't get to play with you yesterday, but it was fun. We got the Megazord like 5 times in Papa Corcher's stream. Yeah, it was a good time. But hello, Mama got a game. So, today, I think we're going to do something different, and I'm going to have Meso start the podcast. I usually start the podcast, but today I'm just like, I think it's Meso's turn. Well, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad that you're okay. We're really happy to have you here, Mama. Appreciate you for being here. But yeah, so
absolutely.
So I figured today I wanted to throw a curveball at you, throw it out the window and say, Meso, I think you should go first today. And hopefully I'm not too lit come my turn. We'll see.
My screen is making me very pale. I'm already very pale. So you know what? It's the Microsoft Word with all my notes on it, just blaring. Is there a dark mode, please?
I also don't have my notes pulled up yet.
Let me see if I can switch this real quick to like a dark mode.
All right, so you guys. Oh man, I can't believe
so
this.
bright.
Oh man, I have such bad eye bags. I need to find something to get rid of them, you guys.
You look gorgeous. I've been trying like a caffeine serum, but I don't think they work.
A caffeine
Mine
serum?
are still really bad. Yeah, it's like a caffeine. It's supposed to like help with dark circles under your eyes, but there's a bunch of different reasons why you can have dark circles, and it only works for like certain things. And I think mine's unfortunately also genetic, and I never sleep. So, well, I never sleep well. I try.
Oh my goodness, what is happening? Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Things are happening. Hold on.
Oh no.
I forgot certain things. I think I fixed it. Did I fix it? I did. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Yes, that was madness. I was crazy for a second there, but we got it.
Ha 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 ha. There is a dark mode. Ha 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 ha.
On Word, yeah, there is a dark mode on Word. I think most things have a dark mode now, and if they don't, it's a crime. I feel like
I meant Dropbox. It's my freaking Dropbox. But either way, I have it. Oh shit. No, here we go. Still a little brighter than I'd like. The actual like the background's dark mode, but the page is not. So you know what? But it's still a little better. Hi, Dak, you amazing son bitch. How are you?
We love you.
Oh my God, Dak.
We love you, Dak. We love you. I love you. Just so you know. Just so you guys know.
大好きだよ。
Yeah. So, Miso.
Right.
We're gonna have.
Yes, but so you let me know when you're ready.
I'm figuring.
Excuse me. You know what's great in a podcast? I hope you guys like burp ASMR. That's very classy. Very, very good way to start it for our Spotify listeners only too. There's like, oh Jesus, oh no. So I am going to be covering aliens today because I actually have not covered aliens so far in our little podcast adventure in the 24 episodes somehow. Yeah, but say Daku's usually our little alien gal, and then I think we had at least one or two guests cover aliens. I know Octavius covered different alien races, I believe, right? Or am I getting confused with Epic?
No, it was Octavius that talked about the different documented species of aliens.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then yeah, aside from me,
and then you've done a couple, yeah.
I actually have been itching to do another one. Like, I've been itching to do another one, but I have plans.
They're very interesting.
I have plans for next month already, so I can't do it next month. I'm thinking maybe something interesting in Christmas time. Maybe find like something Christmas related.
Christmas aliens?
Christmas aliens or Christmas abductions.
Dun dun.
Abducted on Christmas Day. I was waiting under the mistletoe, and a beam of light reached down and grabbed me and brought me up in the air. I didn't expect that from the mistletoe, but apparently I got a kiss from the extraterrestrial. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. I don't know why I went on. Sorry. Hi, Redneck. Welcome in.
Hi. Hey, Redneck. You know we love you.
We love you, Redneck. We love you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
So today I am covering aliens, like I said, and specifically not really aliens, more like possible alien craft sighting. And this one, I feel like a lot of people are going to have at least heard of this because it was the most famous alien craft or UFO sighting in U.S. history, possibly world history. In the scale of how many people saw it, but it is the Phoenix Lights, as in Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix Lights, which I feel like a lot of people, like I said, have probably heard of that. At least if you're a '90s baby. So the Phoenix Lights. Today I wanted to cover an alien sighting. Like I said, I haven't really covered into aliens, so I wanted to dive on into one. And the Phoenix Lights were also known as the Lights over Phoenix. Occurred over the skies of Phoenix, Arizona. Like I said, hence the name Phoenix Lights. This happened on March 13th of 1997. So I was a little baby. I was like, I can't do math. I was like 4 or 5. I was born in 92. You do the math. I can't math. Someone else do it.
I'm pretty sure that was, I think 1995 was when I developed my very first crush. And it was, and I didn't know it was a crush. I had a crush on this girl and I didn't know it was a crush, but I was super possessive. And then once I got older, I realized what was happening in my little brain, you know? So yeah.
You know, it do be like that sometimes, especially when you're young, because I think we've talked about this, and we've talked about this with Baguette before. We're doing a little sidebar here, but
sorry,
I didn't. No, this is all right. I'm doing most of the sidebar
hard.
here, but
I'm so sorry.
The Mummy movies made me like.
That's kind of made you realize you're like, there's something
I'm
there.
like, I am not girl also like, man also like, me like both. Me want all. Gimme.
I mean, have you seen that cast? That cast is oh my goodness.
Oh my god. It really opened the floodgates. So did the Hex Girls. The Hex Girls really had me fucked up.
Yeah.
Hence my name, by the way. Mesoothornye stems from Thorn from the Hex Girls. When I was little, I used to run around playing vampire till everybody called me Thorn.
You know,
so it spiraled from there.
We be loving our Scooby Doo here, so we be loving
really
the Scooby Doo a lot.
We really fucking do. But oh, it's so good, and the Hex Girls are the shit.
Hex Girls are freaking. Oh my gosh! Don't get me started.
Forget about it.
Started.
I always liked the green one. Was my favorite.
Oh, what was her name?
What was her name? It wasn't. Fex.
I used to know all their names.
I can't remember her name, but the green one was my favorite. Thorn is the red one, I believe.
Yep, she's the singer.
Yeah,
I liked Thorn.
One second.
Are you looking up Hex Girls?
Possibly.
Your second has ended.
Thorn. We have Dusk, which I had a big thing for Dusk too, which was the drummer who I believe that's who you're talking about, the pigtails.
Yeah, the one that was green. Yeah, the one in the green. I was like, yes.
Yes, so Why are you making it so complicated? Why are you gonna do this? Oh, Luna. Luna was the last one. That's right. So Dusk, Thorn, and Luna.
I'm Dusk for sure. Dusk was my girl.
Yeah. That's the drummer, baby.
See, it's so weird that me and Meso, like, we met each other on the internet, but we quickly found out that me and her are pretty much like,
we have so much in common. It's
we're
crazy.
from the same. We're carved from the same cloth in so many ways. It's crazy.
We really are.
Like, the chemistry is insane. It's nuts, you guys. I can't believe it.
It's easy with you.
Oh, my baby. Oh my God.
Spotify people can't see the faces I'm making, and it's probably a blessing. It's probably a blessing. But anyway. So the Phoenix Lights. Again, they were seen over the skies of Phoenix, Arizona in 1997, March 13th. It was one of the most widely reported UF sightings in U.S. history, with thousands of witnesses, possibly estimated 20,000 people saw this. Up to 20,000 people saw these lights. And it sparked a huge media frenzy. So the lights kind of varied in description, but they all had a pretty general theme to them. And they were seen between 7:30 and 10:30 MST in a space of about 300 miles. It spanned from the Nevada line through Phoenix and through Tucson, Arizona. Most witnesses described seeing a huge carpenter square shaped craft. So for context, a carpenter square is a category of tools used to help measure. In this instance, are referring to the L-shaped, like kind of like this, which if you can't see, it's like a check mark, kind of like an L, like a sideways L, or a V-shaped version of the carpenter square.
My brain is the worst. Yeah, my brain is the worst. Like the moment you start putting things and I start copying, and I'm like, wait, let's stop with the hands here. I'm like, wait, what?
It's like when you're trying to do left and right, with your fingers. You're like, I definitely don't do that. I know my left from my right. How dare you?
Ginger teases me sometimes that I should get the LNR tattoo
on the hands. It's
Sorry,
amazing.
guys. I struggle with it. Okay, it's okay.
I struggle in the sense of like, I'll be facing something, and like everybody, my husband Vulgar will be like a different part of the room. He'll be like the left, and I'll go to the right. He said, "Not your left, my left." And like, I'm like, well, I'm looking at it from a different angle, so it's not my left. This is my left.
Not my left. Your left.
Yeah. But yeah, so they were referring to the like a V-shaped or like a sideways L-shaped craft. So
like a boomerang,
a lot of people
almost.
saw
like a boomerang.
Yes, exactly, like a boomerang or a big V. A lot of people saw the craft, and they said it was containing...
If only you saw how wide my eyes got when you said that. My eyes got wide, and I'm like, calm it down, Daku. Okay, we're good.
Oh my.
We're a mess.
But yeah, they saw this big craft, and it was containing around 5 spherical lights. Daku, if you pull up the first picture for everybody.
Oh, picture time
I would
already.
describe it to our audio. Yep, first one.
There it is.
This is an actual still from the most famous video of the Phoenix Lights. Now, please keep in mind, this is 1997, so I actually had a really hard time finding good photos or ones I could confirm without doubt were real from the actual incident and not like recreations or fakes, you know.
Yeah.
But this is a still from a video that a man took. But you can see, it's kind of hard to see the V shape, but you can see all the lights.
Yeah.
Let's see, how many does one show?
It's
3,
funny.
4, 5, 6. That one has like 6, but...
It's funny that you had a still from a video as your picture reference, because my picture reference is a still from a video as well.
That's hilarious. I was going to put the video, but it just did not want to work on Discord. I was like, all right, whatever. Hi, Neon.
Neon!
It is, I believe...
We love you! Oh my god!
Yes, we do.
Neon, come back to our show! Please. Come back to us next year, early next year.
Boobdilla, I believe... Boobdilla, it's a funny name. I believe this is absolutely referenced in the X-Files. That's one of my favorite shows of all time, actually. Fun fact. But yes, so as you see, that one had like 6 lights, so it kind of varied between like, some people saw 5, some people saw 6, some people saw more or less, you know, but between, 5 to 6 lights usually is what was reported. But 20,000 people saw this, estimated, and that's just the ones that were, tallied, I guess, or however they got the information. People reported in. A lot of people reported it in. But obviously, this sparked a huge media frenzy. And there was a lot of witnesses. And like I said, unlike today, not everybody was packing a camera. So it was all word of mouth. It was all people just saying, hey, holy shit. Do you see that? They would call into their police departments. They called into air traffic control and just anyone they could think of. They just flooded with calls that night. So such witnesses included an unidentified police officer. I'm assuming that he didn't want to be identified because it could, with this kind of stuff, hurt his reputation. People might mock him, whatever.
Yeah.
But he chose to remain anonymous. But it was documented. It was an officer from Paulding, Arizona. He had reported seeing a cluster of reddish orange lights appearing and disappearing, then reappearing and disappearing in the sky over the southern horizon. Shortly after, over Prescott, Arizona, a man named Tim Lay, his wife Bobby, their son Hal, and their grandson Damian Turnage spotted the lights appearing and disappearing. First appearing to them as 5 distinct separate lights that appeared to be moving toward them. Over the next 10 minutes, 3 lights, or the lights, my thing autocorrected to 3. I'm reading off the teleprompter.
The broken teleprompter.
The teleprompter got me again. Oh, God. It's like Anchorman. I'll read anything off the teleprompter. But over the next 10 minutes, the lights moved closer and the distance between the lights grew greater. So the space between the lights grew greater, but it also came closer to them. So it's like they were spreading out. The lights also took the shape of an upside down V with, again, about 5 lights to it. 1 in the front, 2 on each side. They said once the object was only about 100 to 150 feet above them, that it seemed to be moving so slow that it almost seemed to hover. It was also incredibly impossibly silent. So this thing was coming closer to them. The lights were getting further apart, which is odd. And it was so slow that it seemed like it was hovering, but there was no noise. So if you think about like a chopper or like most aircrafts that we, know about, you would hear, especially if it's like hovering above you, you know how loud choppers and stuff are, right? So it'd be really loud, especially with how close it was at the time. But they said it was impossibly silent. It then passed over them. It went over them and then over the Pestawa Peak Mountains and toward the direction of the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Neon Beats said, teleprompter, just in the lights UFO we reported on has turned to thigh. Turned to the thigh. Reports are saying, wait, I think the sky, not the thigh. Everything goes to my thighs. I tell you what.
Oh, man.
What?
I'll tell you what.
Tell you what. She reads everything on the teleprompter.
I read everything on the teleprompter.
I love you. Oh, man.
Oh, God, Boobdilla. Oh, that is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Oh, such a good clip. Who is Anchorman that did that? That's a real life clip right there, too. Oh my God, he's very famous.
I don't.
Can't remember his name. Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't watch,
I know member.
I don't watch television news now. I spend my time on YouTube for my news.
Okay. So another side, Bill O'Reilly. Yeah, that's right. It's so weird though, because I remember growing up, we didn't have I'm aging myself again. But we didn't, on demand and shit wasn't a thing. So cable news, it's so weird to think about how much of that I used to watch and how I don't watch any of it now. Like no cable, you know what I mean? Just watch streaming stuff, YouTube, all that jazz. Which is probably for the best. That was a legendary crash out of Bill O'Reilly. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Our poor Spotify users are probably like, what the fuck is happening?
It's okay. It's fine. They're fine. They're fine.
They've grown accustomed to the chaos.
If they've made it to episode 24 on Spotify, then
they know how we are.
They're
Yeah,
a trooper.
Absolutely.
They know we mispronounce.
We appreciate
things.
you.
We mispronounce things. We curse a lot. We hit on each other often.
It's just that's what they're here for. That's really what brings them back.
Oh man.
But yes, so the lights started going in the direction of the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Now, Kurt Russell, the famous actor, yes, the Kurt Russell from the movie The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China, so many movies. I love Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell himself at the time was an amateur pilot. And there's actually a video of this as well if anybody wants to go and watch it after this, of an interview he did later on about this. But he was an amateur pilot at the time who reported seeing the lights to air traffic control. He said he was flying his son Oliver to go see his girlfriend, and on approach to the airport, he saw 6 lights over the airport in absolute uniform in a V shape. He was surprised by this, as there was no other plane supposed to be there, because I'm not super knowledgeable about how like air traffic control and things work like that, but I'm pretty sure that you have flight logs and they tell you like, hey, this plane's landing at this time so that there's no crashes and shit like that, right? So as far as he was aware, there wasn't supposed to be any other crafts landing or in the air around him at the time. And he said that his son looked at him and said, "Pa, what are those lights?" And he was kind of shocked, and he kind of shook it off, and he said, "I don't know what those are." And his son said, "Are we okay?" And he said, "Yeah, but I'm going to call it in to air traffic control," which he did. And air traffic control confirmed that they didn't know what it was. There was no other flights in the area. As far as they were aware, there shouldn't be any other lights, any other planes in the area. So he logged it in his flight logs into air traffic control as an unidentified craft. Now, he even goes on to say that for this interview that I had watched with him after reading about this was around the time of when he was promoting Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So it was way later in life. But he was talking about how he didn't actually jump to oh my God, it's alien. He was weirded out by it. He thought it was strange, but he kind of forgot about it. He logged it. He took his son to go do whatever, right? But a few weeks later or a week later, he had walked in and he's married to Goldie Hawn. And she was watching the news, and they were talking about how a pilot, an unidentified pilot, had reported seeing the lights as they were flying into the airport. And when he heard the story, he was like, "Wait a minute. I think that's me. I think they're talking about me." So he went to his flight logs and he was like, "Holy shit, yeah, they're talking about me. I did see an unidentified craft, And he thought that was very strange, and he hadn't really, and that's something that kind of gives me some more validity, because he wasn't somebody that was there's some people that are very into aliens and everything's an alien, you know what I mean? There's people that, will just jump straight to that, even if there is other explanations.
I love aliens, but I don't jump into aliens.
No, yeah. They'll see a balloon, an obvious balloon, and be like, "Oh my God, it's an alien," right? But this, he wasn't like that. So to me, that gives it some more validity that it was something very strange, because especially even as an amateur pilot, you're at least somewhat knowledgeable about aircrafts and how they look and what they would look like, Aw, Ginger, you're cute.
Yep.
Look at the two cutie patooties. Hi, Ocean.
Hi, Ocean.
Look at, she's blushing.
Oh,
Those of you who can't see, she's blushing. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting, that most random, out of left field, one of my favorite actors of all people saw these lights in the air as he's flying. And we're going to touch on some of the theories as well, but that also makes me think it wasn't what some of these theories say it was, because again, I feel like, especially with how close he was to them and his altitude and his at least basic knowledge of aircrafts enough to fly one, that he would have been aware of that it wasn't, it's something he could not identify. Now, again, he said he didn't necessarily know if it was aliens, but it was an unidentified craft, right? But so between 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. that night, witnesses in the suburbs of Glendale, Arizona, reported seeing a light formation pass over at high altitudes. Around 10 p.m., multiple reports came pouring in for witnesses throughout the Phoenix area. Witnesses reported seeing rows of brilliant lights hovering in the sky or slowly falling. Vulgar, now known as Dr. Daddy, I'm pretty sure my husband, he lived in, did you live in Phoenix? It was Phoenix. I believe did you see the lights that night? He actually saw the lights himself. And his mom did not believe him until he was until they were older. Did she go out and see him? She did not see him, but he was living there. He was there, and he saw them himself. When I was talking to him about it, he was like, "When did this happen?" And I told him it was 97. He, grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and then he moved back to where we are now. Yeah. So again, what are the fucking odds? Because I had no idea. I did not know this. In the 18 years we've been together, we hadn't crossed that bridge. So it was very interesting to hear that. But he had seen the lights. He had no idea what the fuck they were. His mom didn't believe him. And then I think I'm sure she saw the news reports and shit too, and was like, "Oh, uh-oh." He did see some lights.
I
But
did saw a light.
I seen the light. Oh, there he is. He's bleeding through. He's bleeding through the backdrop.
He's just a little phantom.
He's our ghost.
He's a little phantom in the background.
Yeah, the hubby is the podcast ghost. He just bleeds in here and there. But yeah,
it's supposed to be mysterious.
That's right. He's my little ghost.
Ray Mysterious? I'm so sorry. What? I'm done.
But yes, oh, thank you, Neon. We appreciate you. Enjoy your num-nums.
Yeah, Neon, we appreciate you. Enjoy your num-nums, and thank you for listening.
Neon, you better share.
You gotta share the num-nums. Daku does draw everything thick, and I appreciate it as well. I'm here for it. I still love my thick-ass Loveland frog, so.
Well, if you guys need a little refresher, hold on one second.
Oh boy.
This is my Bigfoot.
Uh-oh.
My Bigfoot, yes. Appreciate the Bigfoot.
Cheeks.
I'll show you what he looks like without the text in my part of the presentation. I will when I do
for our Spotify listeners, it is a Sasquatch looking back seductively with his little the thickest
dirty
little
blonde.
fuzzy cheeks you've ever seen.
And the most
never before has Sasquatch looked so caked up.
And the long dirty blonde hair.
Yep. And he's got his little hands hovering above his cheeks ready for a little patty cake. So, if you are listening and you're like, damn, I need to see that, go on over to our YouTube and check that out. Because you're missing out, really, truly. I can only describe it in so many words. It's a gorgeous sight. I'm jealous of those cakes, actually. I wish I could be that thick,
Oh, man. If only.
But yes.
Yeah, my thick night crawlers as well.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Honestly, this is the one that
was inspired
by made here.
Which was inspired by
it's pretty thick nightcrawler here.
Oh man, I love making adorable art. Oh man.
We like them thick here. We are the Thicc and Spooky Ghouls after all, so So anyway, these are just some of the dozens of reported sightings that night to, again, air traffic control, the police, anyone that anyone could call. They were being inundated with calls, especially air traffic control. The few hours that the lights were appearing, keep in mind, this is before the internet was like popping off. And it was definitely before the connectivity that we have with social media and messaging apps today. So I find that so many people seeing the lights, seeing the same, if not very similar things, and the lights, like almost all of them described it as like a very similar thing. Some of them had different amount of lights than others, but I find it being such a mass scale very compelling. Like I said, there wasn't social media. People could pick up their landline and call each other, but it wasn't like that. It was like just thousands of people were seeing it. Daku has a questionable face.
Yes.
She's
seeing the lights. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay,
sorry, I was talking to my sister. You're right. Continue. I was just talking to my sister. Sorry.
I was like, oh no, they're there.
No,
they're there.
Please keep going.
As a matter of fact,
I did not.
But as a matter of fact, a Rocky Mountain poll later found that 10% of Arizona residents said they had seen the lights. Again, 20,000 people, 10%. That's a huge amount of people for one area. And the weather and the timing of the lights, along with the sky conditions, so the time of night it happened, the weather, thick.
Oh my god.
Oh, we have a beautiful slideshow of cryptids. Oh, there's my Loveland frog. It's thick as fuck.
So beautiful.
I'm
sorry. I'm trying. I didn't expect it to be so large, you guys.
I love it.
I did not expect it to be so large.
You really get the scale of the cheeks.
I'm so sorry. All right.
You can really appreciate how thick they are that way.
There we go. I just want you guys to see the thickness. All right. It's just going to be a little slideshow
The
of thick
thickness.
news right over here. It's just going to be all the thickness right now. Good luck, you guys. Have fun.
I love it. So very thick. Every single one of them is
Oh my
thick.
goodness. Made them thick for a reason. Okay. I'm so sorry.
That's right. They gotta match us, so. But yeah, 10% of Arizona residents saw the lights. And like I said, the weather, the time of night it happened, and the sky conditions made for a perfect opportunity for so many people to see them. And not only was it a clear moonless night, but it's also a night where people had the opportunity to see the Hale-Bopp comet, which meant that people were already outside staring at the sky in mass. So the timing is so strange and interesting. I find that to be an interesting connection as well, because I don't believe they were seeing the comet, right? Comets are pretty distinct. Most people know what they're going to look like, but the fact that it happened on the same night as the comet was coming in, that I find very interesting. And again, all the weather conditions, the clear sky, and the fact that so many people were already outside with telescopes and just, in general, staring up at the sky, made for a perfect storm of mass sightings. But even with thousands and thousands of reported sightings from people of all walks of life, all different types of people, ones that would be considered more reputable, like police officers and pilots, all the way down to, your average Joe, no official investigation was started, which is very odd because thousands of people reported seeing this. All these call centers, all these places were inundated with calls. And I find this highly suspicious. And this was also found highly suspicious to a lot of the people who had seen the lights. And it started, as you can imagine, stirring up a lot of conspiracy theories, right? And so this guy's an asshole, so I don't feel bad about saying his name wrong.
Okay,
Fife Symington, the governor of Arizona at the time, as well as then Senator John McCain, declined to investigate the incident. The Air Force at the time had also denied any involvement in the lights. And after months of being hounded, Governor Symington held a press conference. But if people were expecting this to be a serious conversation on the matter, they were sorely mistaken. Yep. Instead, one of the governor's assistants came out dressed in a silly alien costume. Members of the press were less than happy to be called to a fake press conference. Symington told the reporters, "This just goes to show you guys are entirely too serious." And Daku, if you don't mind pulling it up, I actually have a picture of this alien costume at this very rude fake press conference that he had held.
It's so ridiculous. I'm
absolutely ridiculous. And for our listeners, it is a man in a tinfoil silver shiny onesie type outfit with big long fake alien hands and one of those stereotypical gray alien mask heads with big silver eyes. But yes, this is how unserious this man took this. All these people's concerns, thousands of people. They just wanted an investigation, but instead of an investigation and the government, they get mocked. They are called a joke because a lot of these people didn't even say it was aliens. A lot of people thought they were aliens, but a lot of people were just like, this is weird. This is something unidentified. We're all a little concerned. Keep in mind that this is a time where it was a bit after the Cold War, but not that long. And it was also still a time where there's high tensions in a lot of different countries with America, and just a lot of different things were happening at the time. So everybody was, kind of on edge. And especially when you see thousands and thousands of people see lights that can't be explained and the government has denied any involvement in it, But also, they refuse to investigate. And instead, this is what they do. They have a silly little press conference where they mock their constituents' concerns.
Yeah.
So, bit of a dick move.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Now, one government official did call for investigation, but paid dearly for it. Phoenix City Councilwoman and Vice Mayor Frances Emma Barwood was the first and only government official to speak out in favor of investigating the light, and she did it with her whole chest. Because the people who had voted for her constituents, the people that put their trust in her, unlike Simpleton, they were like, hey, we're really worried. We don't know what this was. Can you please help us figure out what this was? So she pushed to find out. She wanted to help these people with ease of mind, or to at least figure out what the hell it was.
She wanted to actually do her job as a public servant.
Yeah, she wanted to do her job. Yep. She wanted to do the thing that she was elected to do, which was the people's needs and wills, to help figure out what the fuck this was and just to do her fucking job. But she stated that thousands of her constituents had contacted her in hopes of getting answers to unexplainable lights. And for this, Barwood faced endless public scrutiny, including that press conference. Oh, the doggies are very upset. They're so cute, though. Cute, sassy bastards. But yeah, she was really pushing to get answers for them. And she faced such scrutiny, including that press conference and everything else. And they scrutinized her and mocked her for giving credence to the possibility of UFOs, and she eventually even lost her government position. Yeah, really disgusting behavior. And from what I, could tell, she wasn't being outrageous about it. There was nothing that made it to where she shouldn't at least been able to get this investigation. They should have investigated it anyway when there's thousands upon thousands of people who saw this and were concerned. Even if it was the silliest explanation, at least you could do is give that to the people who, put you in power and pay your fucking wages,
Yeah.
with their tax money and all that stuff. So you would think, that's what would happen, but I think we know better than that. But years after the Phoenix Lights incident, the same governor who mocked the people who wanted answers and helped push out Councilwoman Emma Barwood for trying to get those answers, aka Governor Simpleton, admitted that he himself had seen the lights. Not only that, but he also believed it wasn't something known and was likely a UFO not from this planet. Because again, UFO just stands for, I think it's a UVP or something now, UAP. But UFO stands for unidentified flying object. Doesn't necessarily mean aliens, but that's generally what people refer to when they say it. But it could be anything, right? Just it's unidentified. But he said he didn't think it was of this earth. He said, as a pilot and former Air Force officer, I can definitely say that this craft did not resemble any made object I'd ever seen. And it was certainly not high altitude flares, because flares don't fly in formation. He said he was with a group of locals at the Pestawa Peak when the lights appeared. Symington recalled in an interview, it was really eerie. It had embedded lights. I always refer to it as otherworldly. I'd never seen anything like it. Am I flashing? What was it?
It's my computer. My computer.
Okay, sorry, I was like, oh no.
On my end. Sorry.
Oh, you're all right?
I
was having a little rave.
Sorry.
No, you're all right. I just want to make sure it wasn't my camera.
It's me. It's me having issues.
So, Symington recalled in an interview, it was really eerie. It had embedded lights. I always refer to it as otherworldly. I'd never seen anything like it. When he admitted this, it was now all the way in 2007. He stated that he had waited 10 years to come forward to avoid political upheaval. But at the time of this admission, Symington was under indictment for 21 counts of extortion, bank fraud, and creating false financial statements. So he is a known little liar pants and thief, you know. He subsequently, sorry, what was that talking?
I said, how dare.
Right? Shocking no one.
Nope.
I
mean,
but he
it's not
subsequently
changed much nowadays either.
No.
Still hasn't changed
No,
much.
it sure hasn't.
I feel like it's gotten
A lot of
worse,
them just don't get caught.
Like a
Yeah,
lot
it sure
worse.
has. Ha 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 ha! Danger.
Laugh now, cry later.
Yeah. If we don't laugh, then we just cry a lot every day. But subsequently, he stepped down as governor of Arizona, as you would when you're being indicted on all these charges.
Yeah,
again, super fucked up of him. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Can you get back in, or do you need me to pull you back in? Oh, there you go. Are you back in Otaku?
Is Otaku back? What happened?
I see them in here, but I don't hear them in here.
Otaku?
1 second.
Continue.
Little technical difficulties here.
Yeah, we'll get Otaku to figure it out while you continue.
No, it won't let me join. I see you in here. Hold on.
Let me 1 second. 1 second. I'm still struggling. Give me 1 second.
Are you all right?
Where's Otaku?
Hello?
Did we get Otaku back?
Okay. I see them in here again.
There she is. Okay.
Please, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, you're all right. It happens.
Yeah.
Technology is so fun.
Yeah, I was like, I had my screen flickering because I accidentally opened a program and I'm almost like, it's interrupting. So
it would not be the Thicc and Spooky Ghouls podcast if we didn't have some kind of technical difficulties at some point.
I'm in anger.
It's just part of the show. I am the anger.
I'm in anger. I mean,
I'm
in
angry.
danger.
I'm danger anger.
Oh dear gosh. Okay.
But yes, super fucked up of him to hold an essentially public shaming press conference, making fun of people who were concerned about what they had seen, and also helping push out a woman who cared enough to try to figure out what happened. Whether it was a simple alien or whether it was an alien or simply an unidentified craft, it was really messed up of him to do that. And then later on be like, yeah, I saw him and actually think it was something alien. But, you know, I had to make fun of other people and really shame them or I would be ostracized. I'm like, why even go through the effort of the press con? You didn't have to do that. That was his idea. From what I found, that was completely his idea. He was the governor. And it was really in response to not only the people complaining about, hey, why the hell is the government not doing an official investigation, but also to Barwood pushing for an investigation. This was him literally just public shaming everybody and making fun of them, mocking them. Like, you didn't have to do that, especially when inside you know that you saw something that you couldn't explain.
Yep.
And like you said, he was a former Air Force pilot or whatever, and still was cool with this. So very shitty of him. So we are getting to the theories about what the Phoenix Lights were. So one of the most popular, obviously aliens, alien craft is a huge theory. It was a truly an alien craft. A lot of people believe this was aliens, which, you know, that is definitely one of the top theories. But one of the other most popular theories that's an alternative to aliens is that the Phoenix Lights were part of a covert military exercise carried out by the U.S. Air Force. Words are hard.
Words be
Although
difficult.
the Air Force, they are hard. But the Air Force had initially claimed that they had nothing to do. Like I said, they said it wasn't us. We don't know what it was. We're not going to investigate it, but it wasn't us. But they said they had nothing to do with the Phoenix Lights. Former military personnel have admitted that the lights were simply fighter jets. The V-shaped formation, first seen on March 27th, was most likely a group of A-10 Thunderbolt jets. So apparently they had seen, because when was the Phoenix Lights? It was the 13th of March, I believe. So it's March 13th of 97. I was going to say 27. Autocorrect, or me doing swipe to text. Love that for me.
Love it.
I swear one day I'll get through one of these without just goobing it up.
I mean, then it wouldn't be our podcast now, wouldn't it?
It's true. It's true.
It's part of our chaotic recipe.
But they said the V-shaped formation, first seen on March 13th of 97. Oh, Toasty Toast.
Naughty Toasty.
Doing a spooky. I have your stream up. I have it muted.
But you
so I can get to hear the spooky.
Cringe. Yeah, it was just
I saw you reel with fear. But they said that the formation was likely a group of A-10 Thunderbolt jets that were part of a pilot training program known as Operation Snowbird at Tucson's Davis Monthan Air Force Base. The second formation is said to be in a group of A-10 jets from Barry M. Goldwater Air Force that had dropped parachute-equipped flares. Now, I have a hard time buying this, even as a skeptic. I usually lean towards trying to debunk stuff or explain them in some other way, but I have a hard time believing it's something military, especially during a time of big military. This was a time where big military operations and innovations were happening. And even with this, I'm not sure that I buy that it was military jets and flares, because of how they were described, how they moved, the silence, jets. We do have some stealth bombers and things of that sort, but they aren't usually seen by the public, even on clear nights. That's the whole point of them, is that they're stealth. You don't see a bunch of lights attached to them, and the way that if they were flares, they moved in very formation, and they flashed on and off. And as far as I'm aware, flares stay lit until they burn out. And again, they moved, and the distance. Now, for jets, sure, the distance would make sense, I guess, but not the hovering, not the slowness. Jets don't go slow. They don't hover. Now, I could believe, I guess, it being like a secret aircraft experiment that they wanted to keep secret, and that's why they're like, no, it wasn't us. But even with this theory, why would you use a secret experimental craft with so much of the public outside that they knew were going to be outside watching for the comet, that they were expecting that. Like, they knew this comet was coming. That's why everybody was outside. It was all over the news. Everybody was outside looking at the eyes, there's in the sky. Why, even if it wasn't a secret experimental craft and it was just the jets and things they're talking about, why would you do it on a night where everybody's going to be outside? The sky is clear. Everybody's going to see it. And then when they were asked by the public after this happened, they again denied that the military had anything to do with it. Why would you choose that night to do that? It just isn't making sense to me, even with the skeptic brain I have. I'm like, I just don't understand why you would pick that night. Again, it was months known that the comet was coming.
Yep.
So I find that very odd and hard to believe. Again, makes no sense. And them denying it makes no sense if it was them. Because, yes, the government has done experimental craft flights and things like that and denied it when a few people saw it, right? It's a lot easier to do when, there's two people outside. It's cloudy outside. There's other planes flying by. But, this wasn't that case. Again, they knew the comet was coming. All these other things were happening, so it makes zero sense to me. Doesn't make the explanation does not hold water for me. And also, what jet is a V shape? Again, I know some stealth bombers kind of have a bit of a V shape to them, right? And I'm not very familiar with like aircrafts and aviation and things of nature or military, machinery. So I can't say for sure when the stuffed bombers and stuff came about, but I want to say it was after this. I could be wrong. No one come and burn me for it. But also again, why do it there? Why do it that night? Why drop flares and then deny it? Flares are not an abnormal. They're not abnormal. The government, military craft drop flares all the time in exercises and things of that nature. People parachute at night. These things are not uncommon, and a lot of times they will tell airfields and air traffic control. Like most of the time, they are informed that this is happening, so that commercial aircrafts and small planes and things like that know to avoid those areas and that this is happening, right? So they can keep the airfield clear. The skies clear for this. Makes no sense. So one of the more fringe conspiracy theories that I thought was interesting, because there is quite a few that I didn't add because some of them are just like Willy Wonkers.
Yeah.
But which is fair also, because with so much denial and just all the flip-flopping from all the government officials and the mocking, like it feels very much like it's being pushed to be like a joke, right? Like just like I feel like personally a lot of really crazy.
It's a way to desensitize you in a sense,
Yes.
They throw things like, kind of like I talked about this during the Men in Black episode where they make you seem like you're the crazy one, and then they like
exactly.
It's just that their tactics is to make you doubt yourself and make everybody else
exactly,
or
and
give you a distraction. Kind of like my joke was, the reason the Men in Black movies were made is too many people were like too interested in the Men in Black. They're like, let's go ahead and make a movie about this, and maybe it will stop all these people asking questions about the Men in Black.
Have you ever seen the movie Paul?
No.
That's a funny one. That's got Seth Rogen as an alien and the guys from Shaun of the Dead. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
But the alien, Seth Rogen in that movie, Paul, says he's been working with the government, and all of the reason why one of the guys says you look too obvious because he's a gray. He's small, big head, little gray alien guy. And he says, well, that's on purpose. I helped influence media so that when humans did come into contact with aliens, they wouldn't freak out. So it's that's what that makes you think of. And I believe personally that there are a lot of proven conspiracy theories in general, like what was it called? The one where they were using LSD on soldiers. Can't remember what that one's called. MK Ultra.
Oh,
and that's just one of them. There's the experiments where they were injecting soldiers with like different diseases. They had them watch nuclear explosions. Really fucked up stuff. But then there's also a bunch of ridiculous conspiracy theories. I think some of those are made up by people, but some of them are put into the world to make other real conspiracies look less real, to make them look laughable, to make the word conspiracy theory come off immediately like they're nuts, wackadoodle. Yeah, they can't take it seriously, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
But that's just my logic on that. So some people, this kind of pretty much ties into what we were just talking about. One of the more fringe but believable conspiracy theories, but again, a little more fringe, is that it was a experimental psychological gaslighting of a mass population. Experimental type of thing to see how far they can lie and just to see, get a gauge on this kind of thing if it were to happen, or, there's different gaslighting theories of it. Oh, you're all right.
I forgot that
I'll be back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that's one of the theories that was gaslighting. It was a big experimental gaslighting, of the masses. Because again, they denied it, and then then decades later, we're like, yeah, it was actually us. Like, how would I even begin to believe you? You know what I mean? Like,
you lied to me so many times.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All the time, just constantly. Others believed it could have been an aircraft from enemies of the U.S. spying on us or trying to stir a panic. So I don't know if you guys remember.
Isn't that the usual story,
Yeah.
though?
Well, I mean, if you guys remember, I want to say it was a couple years ago when the quote-unquote Chinese balloons were invading airspaces all over the country.
Yep.
And everybody was freaking the fuck out. That's kind of the same logic here that some people think it was. Like, some people believe that was happening because the Chinese government was trying to freak out U.S. citizens and get them in a panic. Others believe it was just, rogue balloons or them, spying because, believe it or not, they're kind of like hot air balloons. Balloons in general are used a lot to gain intelligence. Like they're used in a lot of military exercises.
Weather balloons.
Weather is a huge one. Weather and just spying in general, all that kind of stuff. Balloons are actually used quite often. As a matter of fact, even in kind of like a warfare type of way, North Korea will load up balloons with trash and send them over the border to South Korea. And it's like a kind of like a biohazard warfare. It's very interesting and gross. They'll report all kinds of trash on these balloons, feces and just food, garbage, and all kinds of weird stuff. But I feel like if other countries had the kind of technology we would have been talking about here, the very hovery, creepy, stealthy aircraft, we'd know by now. But I feel the same way with our government. If we had that kind of aircraft that can hover and be silent, but also take off in a snap, you know what I mean? From nothing to gone, that are shaped like giant V's or boomerangs, I feel like we would know about it, even though I know there's plenty of technology and things that we don't know about from, I'm sure, our government, other governments. But someone like the U.S. that, thrives in the military sense, like that's what our country kind of is super proud of, I guess, or whatever. And even other countries, like North Korea or any enemies to the U.S., they like to flex their military technology. And I feel like somebody would have seen or described a similar craft by this point. From 97 to 2025, somebody would have seen it, right? Or described it, or we would have used it on somebody. But that's just my thought on that. But yes, so that is the Phoenix Lights. What do you guys think? Was it military? Was it aliens? Was it something else?
No matter what it was,
I already know. I find it very intriguing, very hard to explain away 20,000 people seeing something. And I find it very odd that the military would not tell airports that they have crafts in the air that night, and then also lie for years about their alleged involvement, also refusing to investigate and then going out of their way to mock it and make a big joke out of it. I find it very suspicious. I don't really know which side of the coin I land on, because personally I'm unsure about aliens visiting Earth, because there's other implications to that. I'm not going to spiral into that right now, but I don't know. I think that one is probably one of the most convincing ones for me, simply because of how many people saw it and how far the government went to lie and mock it and make it into a joke when they allegedly knew the whole time that they were involved. We love you, Sassy. But yeah, what do you guys think?
I believe that it was the aliens.
It was always the aliens.
Always the aliens.
Always the aliens.
Aliens.
Aliens
for the win. Aliens for the win.
Interesting. So Neon, our last guest on our podcast, for those who are just listening, said something I always think about after watching so many different fantasy comic movies is it would be funny if some of these phenomena was some kind of dimensional battle between beings we don't know. Which, who knows? We could just be kind of in between some kind of crazy planetary and or dimensional, dispute. Oh, Roddy Mama, you're amazing.
Thank you for those 100 biddies, Roddy Mama.
Gorgeous, amazing.
Thanks for coming in, and thanks for that lurk.
But yeah, that's the Phoenix Lights, guys. I thought it was super crazy, and again, one of the most seen, if not the most seen UFO sighting in world history. Nuts.
Is it though? Because I feel like the Virginia incident had a lot of witnesses, like a ridiculous amount.
That's true.
That's another one that had a lot. But in the United States, I don't know. But there's also the whole. I haven't covered it yet, and I want to cover it sometime soon. But yeah, I kind of covered a little bit of it during the Men in Black episode, but that's about it. The Roswell incident.
Yes. Well, this technically had more people that documented sight.
And this is more recent, and to have that many witnesses.
Yes, yeah.
With it being so recent and having the technology we had at the time, it is kind of it
again. But if you think about it, the location of Roswell, adjacent to the Phoenix Lights, not. I'm not great at geography, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty fucking close.
I think so. I don't know.
Arizona in general is known for its alien UFO sightings, like the mountains and things there. The Superstition Mountains, I believe, have a lot of sightings. In general, Arizona has a lot of UFO unexplained sightings.
Sassy says, it was me all along. Funny that you should say that, because I think it's the aliens, and my research will say something else that will prove that your statement is accurate. It was John all along.
It was fucking Sassy Squatch.
Damn these meddling kids.
Neon says, I think about it this way. We as humans don't know a lot about our own planet's deep oceans as well as species that exist. Yet not documented, there's always a possibility that could be aliens, dimensional beings, etc. I agree. And me and Daku, I believe, have talked about this before too, that honestly, I don't know if aliens are coming from a different planet or if we have something in the deep oceans.
The cave portals.
That we would consider aliens. Or the cave portal, yes. Something like that. Like, we have no idea.
Yeah, because there's also the portals and stuff like that.
Black holes are very mysterious. Who knows? But yes, I just thought that was super interesting.
I loved it. And can you show your shirt real quickly? I've got my flowery, sassy outfit, and then I got Meso this shirt before I even knew what her topic was. Which is an alien and Sasquatch.
Look at that. So before she even knew about my topic.
And it's the first alien shirt that I sent her too, so it's just like,
I love it. I love it so much.
And I'm covering the Bigfoot, so I thought that picture was just perfect.
It's so perfect. We really are. We are fucking linked telepathically for sure.
It's crazy. It's just how things work out with us. But like I said, when things line up,
every time
we're going the right direction. Thank you, Boobdilla. Thank you. Thank you for that. Welcome back, you guys. I'm happy to have you guys back. Thank you for waiting through the break. We've got Meso, who covered her topic. We covered the Phoenix Lights, and now we're going to go ahead and go into the DC, and we can go ahead and say hi to Otaku and Meso. And our next topic is going to be our guests. So let me go ahead and get in there. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How's the waifus? I must say that I am so happy that you covered an alien topic, Meso. You know how much I love aliens.
I thought you might like that.
You know how much I love aliens, so
it really
aliens and cows is a win with me.
And you have the perfect that emote is so perfect for today too. It's all coming together.
Aliens really pair well with my topic as well.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Inner linking, man.
Yeah.
Like I
love it.
None of this is ever planned, and we always end up lining up and getting a connection. So that's crazy.
I love it, dude.
All right, let me go ahead and get our cameras on for you guys. And Otaku, how are you, my lovely?
My ghost husband. Ooh.
Oh man. Okay, so you guys, I know that Otaku's topic's going to be really intense, and we'll try and avoid saying it over and over again. We'll probably we'll tell you in the very beginning what we're talking about, and then we'll what are we gonna call it after that? What are we gonna call them? Uh what do we call them? What are they gonna be?
Well, I don't know how to say it without getting attention from it.
Can we just call them skinny bitches? I don't know. Should we just
call them
skinny bitches?
Beautiful little butterflies.
I think skinny bitches. I think skinny
What if you call them walkers?
Skinny bitches. We're gonna call them
like skinny. The Walking Dead.
We're gonna call them skinny bitches.
Skinny walkers.
Those skinny bitches. Skinny walkers.
We'll just call them SW for short.
Oh, SW. There we go. That's a good one. I like skinny bitches, but we can settle with SW. That's fine. I guess.
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Welcome in, Otaku. I'm so excited to have you in the podcast.
Yes,
we've been I think and you're also gonna start your
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, and you're also gonna start your own podcast eventually, which we'll talk about during the Ghoulish
podcast and paranormal investigation channel.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that during the Ghoulish Bites. Save that for the Ghoulish Bites.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh
yes.
Look at my twerking Nightcrawler. Yes.
I love
Nightcrawler. I feel like the Butte does not bounce enough, in my opinion. It's pretty bouncy though, not gonna lie.
But say it's pretty bouncy. You just needs a little jello in there, you know.
Okay, so Otaku, take charge.
So, what we are going to be talking about today, and we already have said the name. We are not going to say the name again for the sake of our.
They didn't hear you. They didn't hear you because we were talking over it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So what we are going to talk today, and we've already said the name. But like we're not going to say this again. For the sake of our safety. So the description of the SW, and I've already have it written down in my notes. So what is an SW? So basically, it is a shape-shifting demonic entity. It's essentially a Native American witch or warlock that sells their soul, sacrifices their loved ones in exchange for immortality, the ability to take on the skin or shapeshift, oftentimes in the form of a dire wolf, a wolf, or a werewolf-like creature. But they can also take the shape of other animals as well. It's a topic that goes on in the Native American community, but they like to stay away from that. They do not like to discuss it.
They don't like talking about it.
To even say the name is very bad juju. It's very negative. There are many sightings, like even outside of Navajo, like native land. So I have some of the locations jotted down. So you can find them, or not really. They are said to be found. The sightings are in Ferrari Farms, Skinwalker Ranch, especially. That's one of the things that we're going to be talking about. And then in your last podcast, you talked about the Bridgewater Triangle.
Yeah.
And I actually watched one of my favorite paranormal investigators. I'm not going to say the name, but I will definitely share it with you all later on. They made a video of their investigation around that area at Hockomock Swamp, which is also home to, like you talked about in your last podcast, Puckwudgies, Thunderbirds. People have seen spook lights there.
The Wampus. I just like saying Wampus.
I like that name.
I like Wampus.
It's very interesting to think about the fact that I'm like, no, I was watching the podcast. And I'm like, oh my god, like I'm geeking out, like a nerdy girl.
I mean, we do talk about interesting stuff on this channel, you guys. We do. We put a lot of heart into our topics. We do. We talk about good stuff. If you just give us the chance. Just give us a chance. You'll understand. Oh, continue.
Now, back on the Skinwalker Ranch. So, oh my gosh, my notes are like super messy. Hold on.
It do be like that. That just means you're part of Thicc Spooky Ghouls at this point.
Right? Welcome to the team.
Is associated with alleged paranormal phenomena, including UFO sightings, cattle mutilations, electromagnetic anomalies, and the appearance of shape-shifting beings, which give the ranch its name from Navajo folklore. The ranch has been subject of investigation by private research groups. There's a whole TV series about it. I forget the name of it. Isn't it called Mysteries of Skinwalker Ranch?
I think so.
I feel like I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty positive.
It has been aired on History Channel. I do know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I wish Octavius was here because he would just start. I just know he would just start spewing about
it.
Watch, we say Octavius' name 3 times, and Octababius will show up.
That's right.
Octababius will show up if I say his name 3 times.
Well, I definitely think Otaku would love to talk to him about it, because if she finds that interesting, I feel like he did like a whole thing. I'm pretty sure he went somewhere and saw the people that own the Skinwalker Ranch live and stuff like that.
He does have a podcast that he does. I just don't know where, so I'm just gonna give him a shout out though. Octababius, because we love Octababius. Hopefully I'm doing it right. It's been a while since I've shouted out Octababius. Hopefully that's right. Yep, hopefully.
Now, so we've already talked about the description of Skinwalkers. Do not let me around Octavius at all, because we will be talking about that for hours. So we've already went over the description, the locations, the history behind Skinwalker Ranch. I don't really have much to talk about with Skinwalker Ranch, but it is definitely the most, well, people said that it's one of the most haunted places in America, and it's pretty up there, because not only do you have Skinwalkers, but you also have the aliens, which is why I'm like, okay, it's just perfect that we talked about aliens and Skinwalkers in one podcast. Now let's go over the abilities that Skinwalkers have. So
I like how she's like, we're just gonna say SW. She dropped the SW word like 18 times already.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Well, I've already said it.
I wasn't gonna put that into her head.
The first time she said it, and I'm all like, oh. And then she said it again, I'm like, oh. And then she said it again, I'm like, oh, all right.
I guess so. We might as well
disclaimer in the beginning of this.
It's in the context of the ranch. I feel like it's a poll, maybe, probably. Loophole.
Sorry.
I better keep an eye on my 6 at all times. Well, I know this thing could be breathing down my neck.
Oh yeah.
It just wants a little kiss.
If you hear the screams, then you know what happened. Oh my goodness. So SWs, I honestly, I'm just gonna keep on saying it. I mean, I'm already cursed. So Skinwalkers will have multiple tactics. So we're just gonna go over them. They have the incredible ability to mimic what we sound like. They will use that, and they will use that to lure us in.
Do you guys see it?
Basically,
Do you see it?
basically, they'll either mimic our voices, whistle, um, and that's their hunting tactic. Um, they like I
That's
said,
so
they do
creepy.
whistle, so they
Ugh.
have like they have like a strategic of the strategic variety. They will use like dog whistles made out of bones to hush your dogs. They'll use powder and songs to, in a ritualistic way, to put your pets and protectors to sleep.
Oh hell
Um,
no.
and so, like I said about how they use dog whistles made out of bones, they use a lot of natural element tools. Um, so they'll use natural element based weapons to fight. They're grave robbers who will use bones and flesh for hunting purposes. They'll use flesh from rotting corpses for poison. They like to turn bones
Ooh.
into bone knives, bone darts, and like bone knives and bone darts. The skinwalkers will take
Well,
these
they're
bones.
not wasteful, at least,
No, they are not. They're
Very
very
resourceful.
very resourceful. The skinwalkers will take these bones and grind it into powder. They have the ability to paralyze you, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Is the fact that they mimic voices, so they will use that, and their number one tool is fear. So they will use that to, you know, obviously you hear your voice off in the distance and you're like, what is that? Why am I hearing myself? I'm not even talking. um so
Oh my
they'll use
god.
that to make you so scared to the point to where you're paralyzed. So once you're paralyzed, they will take the dust that they grinded and they'll blow that into your face. If you don't get a ceremony soon, it'll be a curse laid upon you and you will die. um
Oh shit.
Yep.
so that's just another thing that's the main thing that you have to be worried about. But another thing that you have to be worried about is the fact that they're super fast and agile. There have been many reports of them being able to keep up you with your car. Humans or coyotes have been spotted, like humanoid figures have been spotted running at the same pace as your car, while at the same
Oh.
speed of 50 or 70 miles per hour as well.
Oh
um
wow.
Nope, don't like
yeah,
that. Nope. Do not like that.
Mm-mm.
No.
good luck
No.
outrunning
No.
them.
I hate it. No, I hate it.
No,
Now I'm
no.
mad. Now I'm mad. Thanks. Now I'm freaked. Thanks. Thanks. I did not know
Yeah,
they were that fucking fast. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
if you
Oh,
thought you
I'm
could
just
get
gonna
away
lay
from
down.
them, yeah, no, yeah,
I'm just
good
laying
luck.
down. I can't go more than like 2 miles an hour at best. I'm out of wind immediately. I'm just gonna lay down and be like, all right, make me into stew. It's
maybe
fine.
my asthma attack, the heaving noises of
Right.
my suffocation will make them run away in fear because I sound like some unhinged demon.
No, they're just gonna mimic your asthma attack to trick others. It's tragic.
Now, um, some have. I don't think this is really that much of an important detail, but especially because of the fact that they are shapeshifters. Um, but I will throw it in there. The tallest that they have gotten is up to 10 feet. 10 feet tall.
They
That
can.
is like.
That's big. That's big,
Mm-hmm,
Did you say
especially
10 feet tall?
for.
mm-hmm.
I think Otaku has forgotten that Miso and I are very very. I am 5'2" and Miso is
I'm 5'3".
4'11". We're
I'm 4'10" and a half. Okay, that is really fucking tall to me. It's and a half
Yeah,
though. I know I'm so close to 5
this thing
foot. Boy,
towers
howdy,
over
I've
us.
touched it.
This thing can tower over us if it truly wanted to.
Nope,
Um,
nope. I'm just I already know I'm dead. I'm already dead. I already know. Like
Oh,
no.
Neon flexing that he's 6 foot. Oh, you can shelves. Must be nice. Oh,
I like how he mentioned height, and both me and Mesa are like, like I'm like 5'2", to Meso's form.
I'd go to his knee. I'd go to the Skinwalker's kneecap. I'd be like, "Oh, some nice knees you got."
I forgot to mention the how far they date back. They date back from like 1864, 1868. Some stories
Oh, wow.
connect to the origin of Skinwalkers to this forced deportation of the Navajo people. To these accounts,
Oh,
some
yeah.
individuals used their power to shapeshift into animals to escape the U.S. Army during this brutal period.
Rough.
No.
Rough.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
of them resorted to that because, like, it was a very bad time for them.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Plus,
yeah,
I feel like. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to keep interrupting you.
you're fine.
I was
It
just
kind
gonna
of gives
say,
me.
I feel like even like the U.S. these people coming and forcibly taking land, hearing tales about this might have even pushed them to like not go into certain areas or in the forest and things like that. Maybe even like it's a good way to deter that a little bit. Obviously, not as much as we would have liked, but
Mhm.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I'm going to go over. This will be the last part of my topic. I'm going to go over like a few stories of the witnesses, like reported sightings.
Okay. Oh dear.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I might
Daku,
goose pimple cam going. Okay.
I'm gonna say, oh boy, here we
Oh,
go again.
what's up, Otaku? Do you need me to
Daku, while I do tell the stories, could you pull up the picture?
Of
I,
course.
I meant to ask you this, like before I started
It's
talking
okay.
about it.
It's okay. We'll show them what they look like.
Yeah.
Well, bam.
Well, bam. Oh my god, it's so scary. Like I thought it was super intriguing.
Man.
I thought it was super intriguing because it shows the Skinwalker. Oh my god, I said it again. The SW. It shows it mid transformation. Usually, whenever you see them, they're already fully shapeshifted into a coyote. That's like the main thing that they will shapeshift into too. But there are other things, like deers. I think possibly bears, but I'm not sure. I do know that some people have theories that they can't transform into like what is it? Mountain lions or possibly eagles because those are sacred animals.
Yeah.
That
Right.
might be the limit that they can transform. They can transform it into anything they like, but there's sometimes there like even for them there's boundaries.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so we're going on to story one. I'm going to read the short stories.
Okay.
Um, First is the roadside creature. A man driving home saw a creature on all fours, initially thought to be a cat, but it stood up on its hind legs, taller than his car, revealing a thin humanoid shape. Next one is the whistling and groaning. A farmhand heard whistling, which was eventually joined by distorted voices, and then a faint groan from a wooded neighboring property. When investigating, the farmhand saw a figure with a long neck and large eyes squatting before it stood and repeated the phrase "Damn it!" into the
Oh.
farmhand's voice. In the farmhand's voice.
Oh no.
Um, so the next stories are pretty long, so bear with me. I only um did a couple long stories because they're super long.
That's okay.
So
I mean,
on the res alone at night is the title. My uncle and cousin saw a large deer on the side of the road. When they got closer, it hopped over the fence like a bipedal man. One time driving back from Gallup, my dad saw an old Navajo woman walking on the side of the road, and when he slowed to offer her a ride, he took off into the plains quickly with inhuman speed. Once when I was a kid, my family was at my aunt's house. which is in a rural secluded area. When we were toyed with by a few entities, they would make animal noises, and when we looked into the direction from which the noises were coming from, they would turn on a flashlight on and off, and the noises would come from all directions in increasingly shorter successions. Usually, when I'm there on the reservation visiting alone at night, I will feel a presence of evil and dread. Panic and paranoia will wash over me as sudden as it comes. As sudden as it comes, it will leave. Um, so that was the first long story.
Oh.
The second long story, it had is the title. It had a dog's body, but with human hands and feet.
Oh my
So
god. Okay. After
I
you, yeah, I have some input after you say this. Yeah, go. Pop off. Pop off, my
let's
dear.
go.
Pop off, my dear.
It's time to lock in, Patty. Ready? The longest story of your life. I was spending a month with my grandma. I mean, with my cousin at my grandma's house. It was August, and my cousin's age ranged from 10 to 15, and I was the oldest, being 15. I was staying with a 13, and 14-year-old. I assumed as their friends. We stayed up telling scary stories often, but one night, a few weeks in, we decided to make a campfire out back. My grandma's house is in a rural suburb. The neighbors aren't too far. When you're driving down the road and to her house, um, wait, hold on, I bet that was a bit weird. My grandma's house is in a rural area. The neighbors aren't too far. When you're driving down the road to her house, but in the backyard, it's thick forest with man-made paths through it. Each house is on a hill. The only part of the basement was actually underground. That isn't important until later, though. So we're towards the east side of her yard in a smallish patch of open land. You can see the neighboring yards from there, and there was probably 3/4 of a mile to each side of us that belonged to my grandma. It was maybe 11 at night, and we were playing Truth or Dare after telling scary stories. My 14-year-old cousin dared me and the 13-year-old to go walk through the paths for 10 minutes or so. I said yes right away, as I wasn't easily scared and rather level headed, but my younger cousin was a bit more hesitant. He didn't bring a flashlight because it wasn't pitch dark yet, and we could see enough to not die. We were walking through the paths for about 5 minutes and could barely see the fire through the trees when we decided wait. You could barely see the fire through the trees when we decided to turn. In the middle of the path was a large dog-like creature hunched over with its front hands and itched from the ground. What I remember most was how its eyes were so fucking bright white, and it was a humanoid dog shaped with a human-like head, but a dog-like body, but human hands, but with human hands and feet. It looked right at us, and I know I was paralyzed with fear as it dashed away the opposite way from us, towards a creek that ran through the yard. Eventually, my cousin and I screamed bloody effing murder,
Yeah.
and the other cousins and my grandma ran to us. I don't remember much here because I was really disoriented and I couldn't think properly.
Fair.
But I did wake up in bed, so I assumed that I was brought up to the house. All the kids slept in the basement, in a big room with sliding glass doors to the outside, as the room was on the side that wasn't underground. My bed was pressed against a big glass window, and I could see my cousins playing outside down below. The house is in Michigan, so it gets slightly chilly even in the end of August. And there was a slight breeze, so I put on a jacket and ran to join them outside, skipping breakfast, not wanting to miss out on anything fun. When I got down, I could tell they weren't playing, but rather running to get my grandma. Her dogs, uh, both of the both of them were dead, ripped up that
Oh,
night. We went to
Oh
bed
shit.
early. I woke up at maybe 2 in the morning because I felt something hit my head. My cousin was sitting double bed opposite me. On the other side of the room, there was one bunk bed and two double beds. The double bed for me and my 14-year-old cousin, they were being quiet and staring at me. The 13-year-old nodded his head toward the window. I froze. They all looked afraid. I turned my head slightly to the side, and I saw a really messed up looking face pressed to the window, with
No.
sleepy eyes looking down at me. I screamed so fucking loud, and it bolted. My grandma called the police I messed it up. My grandma called the police after I told her what happened, and they found nothing. I went home after that, and have never been there during the night again.
Yeah. Nope. No, thank you.
Jesus, dude.
No,
No,
The
thank you.
poor dogs,
oh,
man.
I got
Uh,
I got goosebumps reading that.
I do not subscribe. I do not subscribe, you guys. No.
I got goosebumps reading that.
No follow. No subscription. No, thank you. No, thank you. I
Mm,
send
So
that energy back. I don't want it.
so it did, in that story, it did mention um the fact that they got paralyzed, and that's exactly what it was going for. Thankfully, it didn't do any. Well, no, it did get the dogs. Oh my god, Ellen, like F and chat for the dogs, chat. F and chat for the dogs. The poor dogs.
F and chat, everybody. F and chat.
Oh my goodness. Well, like
Press F to mourn.
that's exactly what it goes for. It uses your fear against you. Thankfully, thankfully it bolted off whenever they were, scared, paralyzed out of fear. Thankfully they didn't get hurt, but yeah. They're terrifying creatures. You do not want to mess with them.
Nope.
Absolutely
And
not.
honestly, I don't know. Like if it wanted to kill them, it would have.
Yeah. No doubt.
Because like there's no way you're running that thing.
That's just
But
insane to me.
that is
Those poor
the
dogs,
it
man.
for my topic. I am very glad to have discussed this with you all.
We
I'm-
loved
did
having
have-
you. Thank you so much, Daku.
I did have a little theory though before I even
Absolutely.
before I got more of my research. My old theory was that they were alternate dimensional beings.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look at the notes that I jotted down. So I have a theory that it's an alternate dimensional being. It travels in a world parallel to ours, kind of like the Upside Down in Stranger Things, which is why sightings don't just happen in the ranch; they can be found anywhere. They're all across the
Right.
states, not just native land either. But what's also intriguing is if they're native spirits, they shouldn't be able to step away from native lands, but they have been sighted off native land. That's a powerful spirit, and this is why they're so feared amongst Navajo communities. But after doing more research, that was my first theory, by the way. I was kind of hesitant to talk to you all about that theory because once I did more research, that theory kind of got thrown out the window.
Yeah.
The truth is, they're just like really powerful beings.
Well, you should never be afraid to talk to us about any of your theories, though. Absolutely not.
Right.
Especially because, I mean, it's an interesting thought, and that's actually a popular theory with quite a few cryptids, especially like Sasquatch. So, I mean, not unbelievable.
We'll talk about it during my topic. We'll talk about Sasquatch on my Sasquatch topic today.
More connections.
More connections.
Yeah, and like I said, like the shirt that Meso had is the perfect shirt for today, and the emote that Meso loved so much is perfect for the topic. So thank you for that, Otaku. I hope you had fun.
You're very welcome.
With that. Let's go ahead and take a quick 3-minute break. You're probably gonna need some water after doing all that reading, so grab some hydration.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna run a quick 3-minute
You're amazing,
ad,
Otaku. That was
and we'll
amazing.
be right back
Thank
after
you. I love
that,
her face.
and we're gonna talk about my topic next, which is Washington. And we're gonna talk about the Bigfoot, aka Sasquatch. So I'm excited. So we'll be getting that next. We'll stay thick.
And you stay spooky.